Hello and welcome, Simon's Trading Channel. Happy Saturday to you all. Start of your weekend. I hope it's gone well. Halfway through already. Can you believe it? The weekend, I mean. Coming very much towards the end of the week. And yes, let's dive straight in with the price action analysis. Okay, so similar, not a lot's changed from yesterday. But Bybit will indeed close its daily and weekly candle in just over 4 hours. And if you look where it is at the moment, 66.1, CME closed significantly lower than that. I say significantly lower. It closed at 65.6. So about $500 south of where Bitcoin is at the moment on Bybit. Wouldn't be surprised if they close the week in quite a similar region. And with regards to the sort of lower time frame price action, you can see that the daily, having closed below 67,000, which it did just about 2 days ago, but confirmed that yesterday really, I did suggest a move down somewhere close to the midpoint of this overall range, which happened in a wick form yesterday. And then today's price action has been extremely low volatility. That right there, you almost have to zoom in to see it. That is the entire day's worth of price action, that tiny green little candle. Almost looks like a baby candle. Anyway, before you start all going, so cute. That's not what I want. I want volatility. I want big candles. The daily momentum, 65.7. So if Bitcoin does indeed move or close this week somewhere close to where CME closed, the daily momentum will be securely down, in my mind, as it appears to be from the chart. And if indeed it does then start to close below sort of 64, i.e. the midpoint, although it is a range, but I've got it as a midpoint line, then probably a move down to where I hope and think Bitcoin might see its next low, which is basically somewhere between 61,000 and 63,000. I drew a little circle on it yesterday. I don't know where it's gone, but yeah, I'm of the opinion, it's a humble one, but it's also a logical one, that for the range to remain intact, Bitcoin just has to not close any higher time frames below here, but which is in the high 50s. But I think what would make more sense in terms of overall buying pressure within this consolidation area, i.e. something along these regions. So even if this goes on for another 15 weeks, which I really hope it doesn't, but even if it did, what would be nice to see, this is obviously on the high time frames, is a sequence of some. What was that? Let's do that again. If you're going to do it right. So what I'd like to see would be a sequence of moves that involve higher lows up against obviously this resistance. Now that could, it's not going to look anything like that, but that would take Bitcoin right through the summer in September, which if it did such a move would and if that move then led to more upside, which it more than likely would, that would suggest a larger magnitude next move up, much like this one occurred following this 30-week sideways price action. So if there's another one of that magnitude in time, then you could expect a move of a similar magnitude in price whenever this decides to end. So yeah, a nice higher low here, followed by another move up to the top, and then maybe another higher low, and these will be on the sort of daily, weekly timeframes. That would look smashing. You just wouldn't want to see the current range really broken on a weekly time frame. You know, the odd wick down here or there, that's fine. But it would be nice to see that the integrity of the trend, certainly on the higher time frames, i.e. Of higher lows, because if you look at the weekly, said this in a few videos ago, this is the current weekly low, that is indeed higher than that, that is higher than that, that is higher than that, and that is higher than where it started. So it would be nice for that trend to continue, even with a prolonged consolidation sideways. So, bit of food for thought. I can't get rid of that line now for some reason. TradingView's not going to let me, so I'm just going to leave it there. Right, I mean I could get rid of it. Just do this. Boom, it's all gone. Left with a nice naked chart. All right, yeah, so the daily, as I said, don't really want it. Well, it's not I don't want it, but so if it did start to close below the midpoint, which is around sort of 64.5, then probably a move down lower. When that move down lower, or if that move down lower occurs, I'd like to see it hold up somewhere between 61 and 63, just personally, because that would then give you a nice higher low compared to this one. Is it worth having a look at the 4 hour? 4 hours just doing a really nice retest. So you see this move down. So move down, virtually the whole thing retraced, and then more of a trending move down. It broke the bottom of that range, and then it's just nicely come up and retested it as resistance. So yeah, I think more downside. The momentum on the 4 hours still very much a downside. It looks like the daily momentum's about to flip. Might start to get some divergence here on the some bullish divergence on the MACD, but we'll see. It's a bit too early to call that. And that's just on the 4 hour, by the way. But yeah, I think more downside is probably the first move. How low it gets, nobody knows. That's how low I'd like it to get, i.e. not any more than about 61. But in the grand scheme of things, you know, anything down to about 60 is completely fine. And you can have wicks anywhere. Just wouldn't want any higher time frame closures below here. So, you know, a couple of days or a week below there. And then you've got a weekly downtrend, or you got the etchings of a weekly downtrend, and I think everyone knows what a weekly downtrend equals. And if you don't, I'll let you in on a secret: bear market. But it doesn't seem like that's particularly likely. It's certainly not likely It's certainly not likely based on the price action. And it doesn't seem to be likely based on any of the kind of macroeconomic factors that are floating around either. So yeah, a bit more downside, and then hopefully Bitcoin will stick in a higher low sooner rather than later. All right, on that note, I hope it was a nice one. I hope it was a tuneful one, and I hope you like and subscribe. Thank you. Anyway, if you have enjoyed, come back tomorrow for Sunday, and we'll see where Bybit closes. Take care. Bye-bye.